Hi guys, welcome back to Adventure Time with Nick. We're going to be doing something a little different today. Not really an adventure game. Going to play a game called Stellaris. It's a 4X strategy game. I'm in love with this game. This is probably my favorite strategy game that I've played in. We're gonna go with ever. Yeah, I can't really think of one I've liked as much as this. I love pretty much everything about it. There's a few little things that kind of bug me on it. I don't know how super good I am at it, but I love it, and we're gonna play it for a little bit. Yeah, I don't know when this is coming out in comparison to. So I started trying to record Stranded Deep, and it was having all kinds of issues where islands weren't rendering. So I don't know if I'm going to hold off on that series or when this is going to come out. Anyway, that's not important right now. What's important is we're going to play Stellaris. I've made like a million empires in this. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and create a new one together just so you guys can kind of see that. I'll just take you through everything we do. My recording stuff is blocking half these buttons for me, so that's cool. Appearance. Yeah, I think that's what that one is. So today I think we're going to go for kind of a science-y race. I guess I kind of want to maximize science as much as possible. I don't really like playing the warlike people. I can make a money type person, but that's what I've been playing in my last couple games. And I've played as a culture person. I've played as just a growth person. I haven't played as just like a super science-focused person yet, which is weird because that's normally what I like to play. And I'm sure there's already a race that does it, but I like to make my own, so that's what we're gonna do. Let's play as. I want to be a bird. Yeah, there's mammals, there's reptiles, birds, bugs, mollusks, and fungus people. And I feel like a bird person should be a smart person, right? Birds are generally portrayed as like smart, like owls and junk. Is there an owl-looking person? That's really what I'm going for. These guys are pretty cool looking. I do love penguins. I have a friend I play this game with all the time who always plays as penguins. Who's the smartest looking bird? That guy's wearing a helmet. That's got to be pretty smart, right? We're just gonna go. We're gonna go with these cool blue guys. I don't really have a name in mind for them. I like the random things. I know, this is super exciting watching me go through these random names. Alright, we'll just go with that. I can live with those. So ship prefixes, we can go down here into the avian junk. Or ship names. We can go for crazy leaders, and I kind of like those ship names. Avian 2. All the names are going to be super weird, aren't they? That's kind of lame. Oh, but I like those leader names. Like, can I combine those leader names with, like, these ship names? Our ship prefix. We'll come back to the ship prefix, because I don't know what kind of people we're going to be yet. So here's where we can put trait points in. I think we definitely want to go for intelligent, because it gives us plus 10 to all of our sciences. And I don't know that we can actually get any other sciencey things. To get anything else, though, we'd have to take a bad thing. I guess we could get super good in one science. I don't really like slow breeders. Don't really like non-adaptive. Weak used to be something I took when it was just army damage was reduced, but they also made it reduce how much minerals you make, which is just unacceptable to me. I normally go with solitary just because -5. Well, no, let's go with... I don't want to go with Repugnant. He's awesome looking, but it's probably the least damaging modifier here. You know, let's go with Sedentary. It's not that bad. I don't really want my people to migrate away anyway, I don't think. And I'm not going to resettlement is when you like forcibly move them to different planets, which they don't like to begin with, so I don't normally go with that. I don't normally do it anyway, so this is fine. What research do we want to be super good at? This is mostly your stuff like settling worlds and stuff like that, and your relationship kind of stuff with other empires. This kind of does like shields and lasers and more. I guess we'll probably go with that because this is also where you get stuff to do like more science in general. And this is your industrial stuff, so like hulls and missiles and mass drivers and mineral output and stuff like that. I think we'll go with this though, because there's actually a couple things in here that just actually like increase science speeds and stuff in general, and research alternatives, which you'll see when I get into game. So we're gonna go with this one. So that's that for those guys. You can't really tell a difference on the bird people. Whatever. Close. Let's see. Let's go with that. We'll probably come back and change from president once I see what our thing is going to be, and that'll make more sense for you too. Let's go with... It doesn't super matter which one you pick, really. It just means you can only settle worlds of that type. And... let's go with... These guys look like they can handle the cold. Let's go with an Arctic world. Okay, I can live with those. They're close to our species name. We'll go with avian city type. Kind of changes how your buildings look a little bit. You can super see them very well anyway. All right, this part is super important too. We got to go with our government and ethics, and they determine a lot of stuff about us. We're gonna want to go for fanatic materialists, which sounds kind of like they just like want money and junk, but it's actually what gives you the best science. It's actually directly across from. It's like, well, if I pick these, I can't now pick to be spiritualist. These counter each other out, and we've got 3 points left to spend. These ones cost 1. These ones cost 2. I want to go for this farther one though because it's plus 15%. So we got one more to pick from. This will give us more energy credits, which is like money. You have energy credits and you have minerals. Yeah, and energy credits are kind of more like money. And more money's good. I don't really want to do slavery anyway. This one makes me not very friendly with other aliens. I don't plan to be militaristic. We can't do spiritual. Once again, this is slavery related. I don't like slavery junk. This makes me more diplomatic, and this is pacifist. It'll make people happier when I'm in peace, but it'll make me extra unhappy when I'm in war. And while I don't plan to go to war, I don't plan to declare a bunch of wars. War does happen, and unhappiness, in the most recent update, seems to be pretty devastating. We're going to go with Xenophile. We're going to be more diplomatic and try to make people like us a little better so we don't have to go to war. So now that we've done those, we can pick from these government types. This one makes our leaders a little better. And we have an election every 10 years. This is an election, so you can elect new presidents and stuff at these intervals, and they'll do cool things for that. The guys all in this first row give you like these, like they have their objective for their term or whatever. Like you can do it. If you can complete it, you get bonus stuff. In this row, they kind of have mandates, which are some kind of bonus, like you'll have a mandate to do science and you'll get a bunch of science bonuses, or you'll have a mandate to expand and you'll get a bunch of colony bonuses, stuff like that. And these guys, everything in this column, when your this is life, these are lifetime positions, and when your leader dies, you'll get to build, or when you're, sometimes when you die, sometimes each leader can build their own super fancy thing. Like on this one, each ruler can build a super fancy military station. This one can build an elite army. This one can build a special building. This one builds a tomb when they die, and this one builds a special ship that's bigger than normal. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so that gives us +1 leader skill. Leaders are cheaper. This one is more money and energy, and mining stations are cheaper. This one's pretty sweet. I like this one a lot. This one's about slaves, so I don't really care. This one is happiness and leader experience. This one is... Oh, we're probably going to go with this one. Research alternatives. Oh, this is research speed, though, and research stations are cheaper. I don't really like the elite army, though. Like, it's not super helpful. The research speed is super nice, though. I won't lie. I don't know what to do, guys. We're going to go with this one, because I don't like the elite army. So, what are we? We're a science directorate. Alright, so we're going to hop back here to name and class. No. To my ruler. And we're going to, yeah, okay, so it changed it to director. Cool. So government and ethics, we did that. Empire name. I like that. So we're going to go back up to our ships thing. Name lists. And we're going to make our ship prefix Inari Technocracy Defense Ship. Defense vessel. Ship? Vessel. Okay. Anyway, not important things, really. So our flag, you know, that's like the default. It always wants me to be that. I like to be, let's go with blue. And that color, maybe. Maybe reverse those. Because we're on the Arctic worlds. Pick a symbol. Let's go with... I don't know what to go with. Let's go... Oh, I like that one. Let's do that one. No, I like the wedge. The wedge is fine. So, starting weapons. I like lasers, personally. I don't know. I just like lasers. Missiles are super good. Projectile weapons kind of suck. These are probably the better one to go with, but I really like lasers. These are the longest range, though, and I don't care. I like lasers. We're going lasers. FTL method. We're going to go ahead and do... I know it says for new players, and it's kind of the most boring, but these get really obnoxious to deal with because you can only travel along specific lanes, and these you have to like pay for wormholes, and you have to care about going out and building them and stuff, and I don't super care to do that, so we're just going to do warp travel. I like it. I just like it. That's what we're going to go with. The ship appearance. We're going to do our avian ships. This is like half the video gone, and all we've done is make our species. Anyway, we're going to save that. Yeah. Done. Do a medium galaxy. Elliptical is fine. I don't like the advanced start AIs because there's already fallen empires that you can't get rid of, and they're super obnoxious. I don't want advanced AI to begin on top of that. I also turned down the number of empires because they literally just start you like on top of each other, and it's just annoying. It's just annoying. Everything else I'm going to leave alone. Yeah. All right. Here we go. So it is real time. We can pause it and speed it up and stuff for people who don't know. And let me tell you what I'm talking about on technologies. and leaders. So first off, these are each different leaders. These are scientists that are assigned to these slots, and they will grow old and die, but they'll also level up as they go, so they'll get better and better at researching, and then they'll die, and I'll have to replace them, and it's super annoying. When you select a research, you can research one of each technology at the same time, which is really cool. So normally there's only 3 options here, but we took that thing to have a 4th. So it just gives us more options of what we can research. And I think we're going to start off with... we're going to start off with... let's go with power plants. Over here, there's only ever one choice for the first one, and that's to get colony ships, because otherwise we can't expand. I don't know why anyone would ever do anything else first. And over here, we're going to go with... so like I said, I don't care about army damage, but the extra minerals is super nice, so I like to go with that. And these technologies aren't always the same list. There's not really like a tech tree. And it kind of just randomly gives you some selections. I mean, there are ones that you have to have first. Like, I'm not gonna have the thing that gives power plant 3 before I have the thing that gives power plant 2. Generally, I've actually seen some things like that. Like, you can skip weapons sometimes. But yeah, generally, it's kind of like a web thing. So we're still paused. Over here, we've got our ships. This is our science ship, which also requires a scientist to be on it. It's really weird. I don't know if I actually... is that like... no, it's not rendering. Okay, it's the angles. Okay, that's super cool looking when you can actually see it and it's not just that weird gray. Anyway, they also require a scientist to be on them, and they work as your scouts. See how these names are grayed out? We can actually survey systems, and it'll find cool stuff on these planets, and then when we zoom out, we can survey all these stars, because each star is its own system and stuff. So yeah, survey ships are super important. I normally build a second one like right off the bat. So this is our planet, our home world, and here we can see habitability. We can see what it's producing, food, what the planet size is. 16, that's kind of not super great. We can have a planetary governor who will do his own thing, and this is another leader we can buy. Most of our planets won't have planetary governors just because we only have a few leader slots, and they all use them up. And governors can apply edicts, which will do different things, but it'll cost us this influence, which is super hard to get. And it's what we use to buy leaders, so I don't normally like to spend it on a lot of stuff. Although that's pretty sweet right there. Here's the surface of our world where we can see our little people and they're doing stuff. This guy, I'm going to have him build a farm, because food is good for growth. That guy probably won't build food. He's actually going to move over there. So yeah, you can move people around in here freely, and they don't care about that, but the resettlement thing is when you move them to a whole different planet, and they don't like it when you force them to do that. Here's where you can build armies, and here's where I can build ships. We're going to go ahead and build a science ship. Oh, we also have a construction ship that'll build like space stations. We got to discover some stuff on our world before we can do that, though, so... not gonna concern ourselves. Anyway, we're gonna start. There we go. I normally pump up the speed quite a bit in the beginning here, just because there's not a ton to do, so you might as well get through it quickly, especially if I don't need you guys to sit here and watch nothingness forever. And then we're gonna hit all the frickin' stuff right at once. But we can hit space to pause. So our scientist found an anomaly. It's level 3, and our failure risk is 60%, so we're going to leave that be until our scientist levels up. Our new science ship is done, so we're going to... like I said, this is all of our scientists, but they're the same guys as in our tech tree and on our other ship, so we have to recruit a new one. And you can see we have 5 of our 11 total leaders, which we have an extra because we're a science directorate. And you can get more through techs. Anomaly research speed. We'll probably go with that guy. So yeah, these are abilities the guys have, and this is their age. So like, I don't really want him because he's significantly old. I mean, 40. These guys live to like 80 or something. I don't know what their age is going to be like. But this guy's going to live longer, and he's got the better ability. And he costs 50 influence out of our 100. So we're going to recruit him, stick him on a ship. And now we will send him out to explore something else. And then we will resume. Oh, and you can see here, now that the science ship's exploring, it's finding stuff like energy credits and minerals and stuff like that. And then our construction ship can go build stations around these if we had credits. Yeah. Once we get up to 90 credits, I can send my construction ship out to build a thing. And we'll see that. Speed it up again a little bit here. That's our credits, our minerals, and our energy credits and stuff. Alright, we reached 90, so construction ship, go build a mining station. I like to get energy first because every station requires an energy credit a month to run. As do like the buildings and stuff, so it's super important to get like a stockpile of those, I feel, before you start building other things. Just so that you can support them. Yeah. Been talking a lot. So we just met some aliens. I'll show you that real quick. Yeah, encountered fellow wanderers around the stars. It's probably not actually real wanderers. It's probably... Oh, no, it is! Oh, no, that's a... Okay, so we don't know this yet in-game, but I happen to know these are space whales. I know they look like jellyfish. I call them space whales. And that's just a thing I do. But if we go up here to the situation log, investigate the alpha aliens, we could research this in 180 days, and we would know if it was actually another species. We could talk to them. In this case, it'll give us like another quest to learn about the space whales. They're not hostile, though. And if I do this, it'll stop researching colony ships. So I like to not care until I research colony ships. We found another anomaly, 25% chance. Yeah, you go ahead and do that. I believe in you. Yeah, you can see he's level 2 already now from scanning junk. So eventually he'll be able to go back and do that other anomaly. Completed the mining station. Good job. He's kind of got nothing else to do for now. Ooh, we got 120 engineering research from that anomaly. So that'll speed that up a little bit. 30%? Yeah, you can do a 30%. I believe in you. 30% is kind of standard. I can live with it. Nothing bad will probably happen to him. I'll show you next time we find one, but there's a failure rate, and then there's like an actual like epic failure rate. If you fail, just nothing happens. If you badly fail, your guy will die in some kind of horrible way, generally. I've had a lot of scientists die to space madness.
System survey complete.
Alright, so we fully surveyed this system. I'll show you that real quick. So when we get in here, we've looked at everything. There wasn't a lot of stuff. There's this one world that if we built a research station, we could get +3 engineering. This is our bonuses to each of the researches. Yeah, so we could get +3 to that. And we'll get around to that at some point, but for right now, our resources, I feel, are better spent getting more resources. Oh, this big yellow ring is where I can warp to. And I'll actually show you the guy warp out. We're going to explore the close-to-home systems first. Yeah, you know what? The other guy can do that. We're going to survey over here. And I'll show you how warp kind of works. So the way it works is they have to go out to the edge. And then they charge up for a second. And then, bam! They shoot through space. Hyperdrive doesn't have to get to the edge generally, or they get to the edge. It just don't have to be on the correct edge. Like, so if I wanted to then go here, he'd have to fly all the way through the system and warp. Then generally, I think, I don't know. It's been a while. I'm just making junk up. Anyway, once he gets here, he has to like vent for a minute before he can do anything, so they're kind of vulnerable when that happens. But yeah, if we were playing on, if we had wormholes, we'd be building gates that would give you like a big ring you could teleport to. Like there'd be a gate here and he would jump here, but then if he wanted to go here, he has to jump home and then jump here. It's still super fast, but we have to just build those gates out and out and out and out and out, and we have to pay upkeep on them. And I just didn't want to deal with that while we're trying to do science. And then if we were hyperspace, there'd be lines drawn between the planets, and you can only jump along those lines, which is actually a system I really like. I've used it in other games, but in this, aliens, the other computers are like super crowded in on you, and it's really easy to just be completely cut off from everything if an alien's borders is just across like the perfect hyperspace lane to ruin your life. I've had that happen many a time. See what else? Oh, this little yellow symbol. This means there's a slightly habitable planet here. It's actually an ocean world, which is one away from our... Wait, we can't settle it yet, but once we get the tech, our people won't be super unhappy to live there. If it's red, it means it's super bad, and if it's green, I like this one. It's super good. It's going to be a size 18 Arctic world. Can't really look at it yet until he surveys it specifically, but that's probably a likely candidate for our second world. Let's go back here and check on this guy. I don't know if I want to build minerals or power yet. I can build power there and there and there, so let's make this guy minerals. Yeah. And then if we grab our construction ship, this planet's worth 3 power, so let's build that. And then the next one we build will probably... Ooh, what's this? I haven't seen this before. Our first stumbling steps into the void beyond Amaria were not motivated solely by curiosity or desire to conquer the unknown or a need to leave our mark on the galaxy. The biosphere of Amaria has undergone rapid changes in the past few centuries, and prominent scientists warn that Amaria may be faced with the beginnings of a mass extinction event. That cyclical purging of life that is inseparable from planetary existence in this greater cosmos. A research plan has been put together to study a number of planets rendered uninhabitable by major astronomical incidents or planet-bound catastrophes. We hope that by reconstructing these events, a similar fate may be avoided for Amaria and the Inari race. It falls to you as director of the Inaria technocracy to ensure that this expedition is carried out. I've never seen this one. That's crazy. Hold on. It wants us to go study these planets. Where are they? Track on map. Track on map. Track on map. Track on map. Oh, they're like all over. Oh, wow. They are super far spread out. All right. Well, let's hope that mass extinction isn't coming anytime soon, because it's going to be a while before I get to those. They're probably inside other empires and stuff, too. Pretty cool, though. Oh, I guess I didn't say, but I do have... You do start with three ships, military vessels. Those are pretty cool. They look a little more like fish-like to me than bird-like, but they are really shiny. They're also pretty useless, those 3 ships. There's like literally nothing those 3 ships can beat. Everything will have they have a combined military strength of 71, and even the space whales are a 78.3 or something like that. So like, you're not beating anything with those 3 ships. But it's a good starting off point, I guess. I'm not going to build any more military vessels anytime soon, probably. Although, it's not a bad plan, because there's, like, pirates and junk. How much are my military ships? They're 63. I can't buy one yet, anyway. I don't know. Maybe we'll buy one. Oh, we can turn our speed back up too. Oh, it's just super slow. Yep, there's another alien. 150. That's. Whew. Oh, that's a space amoeba. They're gonna flit around everywhere. He won't hang out there. He'll leave. He'll leave in a minute. They use warp. Yeah, nowhere near being able to beat that. Okay, so this is what I was talking about with the anomaly risk. Oh my goodness, lots of things are happening. Okay, hold on. New research. I'd actually really like this, but 480 is going to take us forever. It's going to be 48 months. Robots are cool, but I don't ever really build them. I have a friend who loves them. The guy who plays with the penguins. A defense platform wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. You know what? Just go for that. Where's the anomaly thing? Okay, so it's a level 1 anomaly. But if we look at this, so failure risk, base risk of 30%, but my scientist reduces it by 10. And another minus. Okay, it doesn't show it here. Normally there's like a super failure risk, I think. Maybe there's not. Maybe I'm crazy. Who knows? Huh. Whatever. I guess I'm crazy. Anyway, failure doesn't necessarily mean something bad happens to you. It just means you don't do well. There's like critical failure and critical success. It just doesn't show you your chances for that. And I thought it did. What is the anomaly? We're a colossal crater? All right, we're just checking out a crater. That's pretty cool. That's whatever. And what's this one? Some kind of irregularity in the asteroid belt.
Construction complete.
What did we finish construct? Oh, we finished our mine. So from the crater things, I don't know if you guys want me to read these or not. But it pretty much turned out we got 60 bonus research to blue.
System survey complete.
I don't know if I have enough. Oh, we've been going for a really long time on this video. I guess I'm going to end this video here. Thank you all for joining me. I'll be doing some more of these. I don't know if we'll see how far we go through this playthrough. But for now, yeah, got to end the video because it's been going super long. But I will see you next time. Like and subscribe and all that YouTube stuff. Cool. Thank you.